All right, folks, welcome back to the TNT show. We're coming off another great week of NFL football. And, this week that we're in now is obviously, Thanksgiving week. We got our Turkey Day games, um, good food. And, if you spend a lot of time with your family, great family time. So, in honor of this episode, I'm going to start off with a question for Tyler. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
I have the palate of a 3-year-old, so I'm a huge turkey ham guy. That's my favorite thing about Thanksgiving, or pecan pie. That's my favorite dessert of all time is pecan pie or banana pudding. It just depends on who makes it. But yeah,
Yeah, you
if I had to
can't.
pick one, yeah, I'm a huge ham person, but
See, I knew it was a reason I liked you. I'm a big ham person myself.
love ham.
Um, I think that's probably my favorite thing all time. That and then the sister sherbets rolls. I eat a whole pan of that by myself. I cannot tell you a lie. That's
Yeah,
all I
those
used to
are
eat
really good.
growing up. But yeah, we'll go ahead and hop off into this episode. And yeah, we got a big slate this week.
Yeah, we do. We got a big slate, so let's try to run through some of this recap. Um, Browns, Steelers. Hey, Browns pulled a kind of an upset at home. First snow of the year in Cleveland. You know, I said it. I think they should roll with Jameis. To be honest, give him a chance. Give him a chance.
I agree.
Give him a chance. It happens. You drop games. That was not a game the Steelers really necessarily needed to lose, but it happens. A lot of the Steelers players were George Pickens blamed it on the weather. Um, but you play in Pittsburgh, that shouldn't be a problem because it snows in Pittsburgh just like it does in Cleveland. So the
Exactly.
weather should not be an issue. That doesn't even make any sense. Um, Russell Wilson still cooking. Their defense just really couldn't stop Cleveland. They let Cleveland come back to win. But a very good game was the Vikings Bears. The Bears are in shambles right now. I don't know what their problem is. They're on like a 5-game lose streak, if not more than that.
Yeah, they're struggling right now.
They
They
haven't won a
can't
game since like mid October. They haven't won a game
they
since they played in London.
they just can't find their way. I think they're going through a bit of adversity right now. And honestly, I feel like a win helps them out. Obviously, in this week coming up, a win helps them out.
They play the
But
Lions.
never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. We'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, they gotta find their footing because that playoff spot is slipping away from them.
Oh yeah, I think they might. I think it might be. I think it might be a wrap for them. Um, Again, Vikings are finding a way to win. Justin Jefferson is not really. I'm not going to say he's having an underwhelming year. The yards are there, but he's just getting double teamed. And like you said, it comes with you being the best receiver in the league. That's what you get when you're number one. That you're going to get all the double teams, and you're getting all the attention. But for Jordan Addison, he's having a breakout season. He's playing really well.
Yeah.
So I think the Vikings just kind of got to figure something out. They're still winning games. They only lost 2 games. Um, so speaking of the Vikings, Daniel Jones waived through the or the yeah got passed through the waivers. So this is one of the teams that he is interested in going to is the Vikings. How do you feel about that?
I think that's fair because if Sam Darnold, if he starts to struggle, you have a quarterback. Let's say they do
That's
sign Daniel Jones. You got a quarterback you can kind of, you know, pull him for.
Yeah, or if he gets hurt, you're gonna
Yeah, that too.
obviously you're making a playoff push. So yeah, you can say people can say what they want to about Daniel Jones, but when the year he solidified and got that big extension. He looked really good.
He did.
And I think he would look really good on that Vikings team. They got a good team. Great supporting cast, handed off
Baker
to Aaron
Mayfield, you got a good
Jones.
team around you.
Yeah. Yeah, look at yeah. But Baker said it best. Yeah, when you're on a good team, obviously you're gonna flourish with that. But we won't get into that. We'll save that for a different one. I was just curious what you thought about that. The Lions blew out the Colts. The Lions are a force to be reckoned with right now. They are a very good football team, and it's going to take a very good football team to beat them.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the one loss they had was close,
Yeah, to the Bucks
and yeah,
at the beginning of the year.
they found a way to win close games. I mean, they blown out the teams they're supposed to blow out, so
Yeah,
they look the part of the favorite to win the whole thing this year.
yeah. As long as they don't do something dumb, kind of like they did last year, going for it on fourth down and everything like that. Like I think they learned from their mistakes. They got a really good defense. Their offense is just can't really nobody can stop them in any aspect.
Yeah, I mean it's a perfectly built team. I mean you got a change of pace in your running backs. You got a big bulldozer with uh I can't think his name slipped his name slipped my brain for like a few
Who?
seconds. But the start is it David Montgomery?
Yeah, Montgomery and
There
Gibbs.
you
Yeah,
go. Yeah, you got to change of pace with your running backs. You got a deep threat receiver. You got your complete receiver in Amonra because he can beat you
anywhere.
deep. Yeah, he can run those middle of the field routes. He can run the short. He can do everything. So they got weapons. You got Sam Laporta, tight end,
Yeah, they got weapons everywhere.
and a
Um,
tough defense.
yeah,
So
their defense is tough. Yeah, the Bucks blew out the Giants. The Giants are just Malik. They their coach pulled Malik to the side because his press conference was not very good. That's not what you want to see from your rookie receiver. Obviously, he's your number one star now. He's not very happy, and I don't really blame him. They were down 30-0 before they even started throwing him the ball, and that's crazy.
yeah, that's insane. But I mean, that just goes to show you that
And
their
like you said,
issues
he
were
even said it. He even said it. It wasn't Daniel Jones.
yeah, the issues were bigger than Daniel Jones. I think they just wanted to use that as an excuse to try to start a
So,
rebuild.
so yeah, you don't want to see that. The Cowboys Commanders game, it was sloppy the first three quarters, and then that fourth quarter happened, and then all of a sudden 40 points was scored. Um,
I still like the Commanders though.
yeah, their defense is just terrible. I mean, they let a kickoff return for a touchdown, which that's special teams. A kickoff return for a touchdown, two kickoff returns technically. But yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels is before the fourth quarter, he was struggling, and he has been for the last couple weeks. They're just missing something. They need another receiver.
I mean, outside of that, yes, but you still got to remember too, he's a rookie. So I mean,
Yeah,
obviously he's gonna.
their defense is really they really got to turn some games around here. They're on a 4-game losing streak now, so they got to get it together.
Yeah, I mean, like I
Um,
said, he's gonna have his stints. I think they'll be fine though. I think it's like I said, as long as he hits that stride going into the playoffs, I think they're honestly a tough team to deal with.
Chiefs Panthers, that was a really good game. The Panthers had them beat. They scored too soon.
Yeah,
They scored too quick.
clock management just was not there for them. Should have been better, but I
But
mean,
hey, uh, um, Bryce Young is playing a lot better with absolutely nothing.
they got to
So I
stick with him.
think I think he's kind of showing you, okay, he can be that guy. You just got to get him some weapons. I mean, look at what he's doing with whoever this is, whoever this Moore guy is. Never, I don't even know who this is.
Oh, that's David Moore. I mean,
David Moore.
he used to be on those the really good Seahawks teams.
Yeah, he's 30 years old. So, yeah, he's practically playing with people that are old and people that you've quite frankly never heard of. The Texans continue to struggle. I don't know what's happening in Houston. Their defense is falling apart. I'm not really sure what's happening in Houston. They also got to get it together.
Yeah, I mean they look like Houston looked pretty good early on, but then that Nico Collins injury happened. The defense started to struggle. They need to get back to playing that solid brand of defense that they were
Yeah,
doing
they need to
early on.
recoup.
Yeah.
Touch on a couple more teams here. Broncos look really good, man. Bo Nix is making it hard to not give him Rookie of the Year. He's making his case. He's not
Like
going
I
to make
said,
it easy for Jaden Daniels. That's for sure, because the Broncos are cooking right now. Bo Nix is playing at a very high level.
yeah.
He's doing everything he should be. They're not turning the ball over. They got a really good defense, and they're doing everything they should be.
Yeah, I mean, we got an episode in the works for the awards and stuff, so I think that'll be
we'll get to that. Yeah,
a really good debate. But you know who I think that is. I'm not gonna go into it, but yeah.
Yeah. Two more games on the recap. The Eagles, Saquon broke the Eagles rushing record for 255 yards on 26 carries for 2 touchdowns. He's probably going to win. He might win MVP. He is
They'll
cooking.
give it to a quarterback.
I'm sure they probably will, but it's either going to be him or Derrick Henry. In my opinion, those are the two best.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think a few episodes ago.
Yeah, I mean the Ravens
beat
the Chargers last night, so
I mean,
the Eagles are playing really good. The Eagles are figuring it out.
Yeah,
they just got to hope. They just can't run Saquon into the ground because, all seriousness, Saquon, his injury history is always going to haunt him.
Yeah. Even if he just like has a minor ankle sprain or something, everybody's
gonna
freak
be
out. For breath.
Yeah, here we go.
So as long as they just, hopefully, because I'd love to see him, healthy in the playoffs. That would be a sight to see.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting towards the back stretch, so once they solidify their playoff spot, they probably won't play him very much. There's no reason to. They just ran him They just ran him to break the record.
I want to say they just ran him because he was hot. They couldn't stop him.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, yeah. And then the Chargers got beat last night. Their defense it's their defense. Derrick Henry also had 140 yards. So
how many carries did he
didn't score though.
How many carries did he have?
24.
How many carries did he have? See, magic number. 20 carries, W every time.
This was the first game he hadn't scored in a long time.
So,
but that's all for the recap. Let's jump to week 13. We got a big slate here. So Thursday, obviously, we won't talk about the Giants and the Cowboys. That game's going to be atrocious. The Bears and the Lions. The Lions have not won on Thanksgiving in a long time.
I think the Lions might drop 50.
They're probably going to blow out the Bears. The Bears' offensive line sucks. I can't imagine what that defense is fixing to do to Caleb Williams. To be honest, yeah, I think the Lions are going to hang at least 40 on the Bears. They're going to blow them out. The Bears have a pretty solid defense. They may not give up that many, but I don't think this game will even be close.
Yeah, but if their offense has been very inefficient, their defense is going to be on the field too much. I think they just fold probably in about the third quarter.
Yeah. Dolphins, Packers. In Lambeau, I'm gonna lean Green Bay. It is a cool 20 degrees in Lambeau right now. So
Yeah, the Miami boys do not play good in cold weather.
yep, they never
Just
do.
ask Buffalo.
Yep, take them back to Buffalo. They got destroyed.
But I will say this though, they'll make it interesting because the Dolphins have looked really good since Tua's been back.
Yeah, especially if it's snowing in Lambeau. I expect a lot of the run game with Josh Jacobs and uh, A-Chain. I'm gonna lean Packers there. Friday, we got a game Friday. We got a whole slate all week long almost. Friday, Chiefs and Raiders. Last time they played, the Raiders almost beat them, but Gardner Minshew's out for the season, so not really sure. I guess they're going to roll Aiden O'Connell with the Raiders.
The Chiefs might have a blowout.
So Patrick Mahomes is calling for that, is saying that they need to start blowing teams out. So
well, they got a gimme right there. They got a gimme. So I don't know.
So I think they get Isaiah Pacheco back here too.
I forgot he was hurt.
So yeah, he's been on IR. They may not. They may keep him, save him for the playoffs. Don't necessarily need him in this game, in my opinion. You have Kareem Hunt.
Yeah,
I would
save him.
I'd save him for the playoffs. He's going to be healthy, fresh. Yeah, I'd save him. I wouldn't even worry about it. Steelers, Bengals. This is a huge game for the Bengals. Obviously, they need to win. Honestly, if they don't win this game, their season's over. It's in Ohio. It's at home, but as bad as I don't want to say it, I think I'm going to have to lean Pittsburgh here, just because the Bengals defense is bad.
Yeah, I think like I said, I think their offense is going to keep it close, but I don't think their defense is going to be able to stop the Steelers enough to win that football game.
Yeah, I take that back. I'm going to pick the Bengals. I can't pick against them.
Man, don't do that. Don't be that person right now. Just go ahead and
I'm gonna lean Pittsburgh. They're just the Bengals are just maybe if I pick the Steelers, the Bengals will win. So I'm gonna pick the Steelers. It's just their defense is really good and the Bengals defense just sucks. But I got I'm gonna do a episode on the Bengals just in general of how I would draft the Bengals, how I would do their NFL draft. So that's gonna be coming up. Cardinals and the Vikings, that's got the potential to be pretty good. I don't know what the Cardinals' problem is. They're either really good or really bad.
Honestly, I think you just got to move on from Kyler Murray. I think
they're
it's time.
They're either a really good team or they get blown out. I don't know what their problem is.
I think it's just time. You gotta move on from him.
Yeah, I mean, you're not getting your rookie wide receiver the ball. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just got to say, hey, man, we got to move on from you. I kind of agree with that. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to. I would assume they're just going to ride out Aaron Rodgers the rest of the season with the Jets. The Seahawks could potentially blow them out. They should be able to. The Jets are terrible.
Yeah,
let's see.
I think that's definitely a win for the Seahawks. The Jets, they just don't have anything offensively or really not too much more on the defensive side. So yeah.
The Bucks Panthers, that could be a pretty good game. The Panthers are playing pretty well. Although they got beat by the Chiefs, they hung in there.
I think I like the
Evans
Panthers
is back now. I'm going to lean the Bucks. I think the Buccaneers are going to turn it around and make a run here.
I think I like
Evans
the Panthers is back.
Mike Evans is back. And that's obviously a huge game changer for them. So yeah. I'm going to lean the Bucks there. I think they're going to turn it around and make a run. We'll save this game for last. The 49ers and the Bills, I thought that was going to be a good game, but obviously I don't know how long Brock Purdy is going to be out. If he doesn't play, the Bills might blow them out. To be honest.
Honestly, I don't think they'll blow them out, but they'll win by like more than a touchdown.
Oh yeah, they'll probably just because the 49ers aren't going to be able to move the ball.
Yeah.
We'll jump to this is going to be the best game, if not one of the best games of the year so far. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. This is going to be a tough game right here.
The Birds versus the Birds.
Yeah, I really don't know who to pick. They're both playing really good football right now.
Yeah, you got the best running back versus the best running back. I mean, you got the top two running backs in the league, basically. So, honestly, it's going to be a war in the trenches. And
I think it's going to be lopsided. One of them is going to get off, and the other one's not going to do anything.
I think they'll both get off, in all honesty.
No, because the Ravens and Eagles are tied for first with run defenses, so they're both really good against the run.
Yeah, but
I think it's going to be lopsided. One of them is going to get off. This might determine.
This is two of the best running backs in the league. I promise you, they're both going to get off, but one of them is going to end up losing. And like you said, it's a hard game to call. And honestly, I think I'm gonna just go to the tip of the hat. And as much as I've been yelling for the Ravens to be favorites and co-favorites or whatever, I think the Eagles win this football game because I think their defense is a bit better than the Ravens is.
Yeah. I'm gonna lean Baltimore.
That's surprising.
I think it's like you said. You feed Derrick Henry. This is. I think this game goes to show who's going to be the offensive player of the year. Whichever one of these running backs gets off and does their thing might solidify offensive player of the year.
Agreed.
Obviously, like you said, it's going to be a war in the trenches. They're obvious. That's the game plan for both teams. Is we're going to pound the rock. I mean, Saquon Barkley's at 1,400 yards right now, and Derrick Henry's not far behind him.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lean. I'm gonna pick Baltimore here. I think this is the game you want to see Baltimore win. If you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, this is a huge game for them. This could be honestly, this could be a Super Bowl game right here.
Yeah,
potentially. This could be a potential Super Bowl right here.
Potential,
depending on how everything plays out. This could be what we see in a Super Bowl right here. So I'm gonna lean Baltimore. It's at Baltimore. I just think that they're gonna feed Derrick Henry, and I want to see the Ravens have. It's like we said at the beginning of the season. This is make or break for the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar and their whole organization. If they can't win now, they're not going to win at all.
Yeah,
this is your time to. Okay, you're a 2-time MVP winning quarterback. You got one of the best running backs in the league. You're on pace to, win MVP again for the third time. Yes, those accolades are good, but I want to see you take the Ravens to the Super Bowl.
Yep, there you go.
So I'm leaning Baltimore. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a really close game. Probably, honestly, might be whoever makes the mistake or whoever gets the ball last.
Yeah, I think it's any of those scenarios you just said. You get the ball last. Whoever wins
makes
the turnover
that costly
battle.
fumble. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that right there is probably the best game of the week for sure.
Oh yeah, this might be one of the best games of the year. Like I said, potential Super Bowl right here. Could be.
Year is kind of a stretch, but
I don't know. I mean, we've had some really good games, but this one, it's like you said, you got the best on best. And then wrapping it up, Monday we got the Browns and the Broncos. I'm gonna lean Broncos. Got a good defense. Bo Nix is playing well. Just a little bit better of a team overall.
Yeah,
and it's in Denver, so It looks like it's going to snow in Buffalo for the 49ers game.
Yeah,
So,
I think the teams that normally have really great weather never play well when they go to places like Buffalo or Pittsburgh
yeah,
or
you're not used to it. You're used to
yeah,
that's like why Miami and Tampa and all these teams down here, down south, we don't get snow like that.
yeah.
So when you go to Green Bay, Buffalo, Seattle, up places up north and out wherever Seattle is, up there in the corner up there, it's cold. Ohio, up there where it's, negative 35 degrees, and you're
Yeah.
used to playing in 70 degrees, 50, 60 at the low. Of course, you're not going to play well. Your body just ain't used to it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Miami got blown out a couple years ago, and they were a really good team. They went to Buffalo, and it was like negative 25 degrees.
Yeah, that up north weather, you really gotta be used
Yeah,
to
you got
that
to be built
and
for
like
it. Yeah.
play in it. Yeah, you gotta be built for it or adjusted to it at least.
That's why you see teams, that's kind of why you see teams, you know, or not teams. That's kind of why you see kind of rookies or somebody struggle when they come into the league, when they go to these teams. If you play in Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Florida, places like that, and then you get drafted by Buffalo or Green Bay or somebody where it snows a lot and it's cold, they're just not used to that. It takes them a little bit to adjust, and you don't
Yeah.
have time to adjust on the fly. I don't know, how do you prepare for that?
I don't.
Okay, that's my question. That's going to be one of my questions. How would you prepare for that? I don't know how you do.
Well, that's one of those things that's not really easy to simulate. That kind of like
It's
weather.
a mental
So
thing, I would assume.
yeah, I mean everybody's different. So some players are fine in it, and other players you kind of I mean bundle up or do what you got to do. But like you said, it's a
Yeah,
mental thing too.
yeah. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I got for this. Speaking back to the Daniel Jones thing, where do you see him going? Do you think he's going to go to a contender? To
That's
me,
probably
Baltimore doesn't make any sense.
no, that would be stupid. But I think he'll probably that's his probably first handful of choices is obviously the Vikings. That's probably one. I wouldn't mind seeing one to like a team that needs a quarterback just to bridge the gap, like the Raiders. They need somebody, so draft a quarterback, let Daniel Jones be your starter until you feel like your rookie is ready to go, and then boom.
Yeah. I mean, the Raiders, although you say it doesn't make sense, Lamar does tend to get hurt at this time of the year.
Yeah, but you got to think that was before he had Derrick Henry. Now he doesn't have to do all that.
Yeah, they're not running him as much. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. That
the
is true.
running around Superman hero ball. He doesn't have to do that anymore. So his health should not be in question going into the postseason. Obviously, it's football. People get injured out of nowhere. So I don't. That wouldn't be. It would be good quarterback insurance because you have a veteran quarterback who who can actually throw the football. So I mean, if let's say he did go to the Ravens and Lamar just so happened to get hurt, I think Daniel Jones really wouldn't be a bad quarterback to have his insurance.
Yeah. I mean, you still got Derrick Henry to hand the ball off to,
Exactly.
but you're going to need to throw the ball to beat the Lions or, you know, some of these other teams that you're going to see from the NFC.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but it's not like he wasn't a 3,000 plus yard passer like what each of his
That's what
first.
I'm saying. Like, oh yeah, I think Daniel Jones would. I think that's why he wants to go there. Honestly, in his mindset, he'll probably never be a starter. That's kind of what I would assume. He's probably thinking. I mean, yeah, you could go to the Raiders, but how do I put this? You've already been in a bad situation once. Why would you go to another one?
I mean
Look,
that's
I
true,
get it.
but
You done got your bag. You done got paid. You made over $100 million. Look, let's just go to a team. Go to Minnesota. Go to Baltimore. Go to I don't know Buffalo. Somewhere that's they're a really good football team. And hey, if their quarterback gets hurt, look at Philly. Carson Wentz was on pace to win MVP, and all of a sudden he got hurt. And what happened? Nick Foles came in and won them the Super Bowl. You never
it,
know; it can
it's
happen.
true.
That's what I would do if I was Daniel Jones. I'm not. I don't want to go to the Raiders. I don't want to go anywhere that's terrible. Look, just take me somewhere. I'll take my chances on Minnesota. Sam Darnold gets hurt. I step in. They're a really good football team. That's what I would do. I'm not going to a bad team. I already got my money. Who cares? That's the way I look at it.
At this point, we don't really know what his options look like.
Yeah, I mean, he may not have any options. I don't know. I'm sure somebody. I got a feeling it's not going to happen off the bat. I got a feeling he'll probably sit out home wherever. I don't know if he lives in New York or what his plans are, but I would imagine he's probably going to sit for a little bit. And then once the playoffs start, or right before the playoffs, somebody will sign him just in case. Like the 49ers would not be a bad spot. Brock Purdy's health is in question right now. So say they win games and squeak into the playoffs, maybe sign Daniel Jones. If Brock Purdy goes down, you've seen what happened when he went down a couple of years ago. Your team was terrible.
Yeah, they did get blown out by the Eagles. So
Sign Daniel Jones. Yes, is he an elite quarterback? No, but that's a really good team. So you're not going to ask a lot of Daniel Jones. You got Christian McCaffrey. You got George Kittle. If Debo can stay healthy, they'll be just fine.
well, to
Yeah,
that
it may not be pretty, but I think he can win a game. He should be able to win a game in San Francisco.
I'll just say I think a lot of people can learn from the Baker Mayfield saga, because you got to think. I
Yeah,
mean, he was a savior for Cleveland, and then all of a sudden they wanted him out of there, and he kind of
they're sick.
journeyed. Yeah, he journeyed for a little bit, and now he's on a really good, well built football team and a good organization,
And
and
he's balling. Got 100
exactly.
mil.
So I mean, Daniel Jones, maybe there's a team that he can go to where, if, like you said, the 49ers is a great situation, because obviously Brock Purdy's health is a question mark. I mean, same thing happened when they were in the NFC Championship a couple years ago. He got hurt. He's
Yep,
been
that's
hurt
what I was saying.
off and on. So if you get you a quarterback that has some quarterback insurance like Daniel Jones, then maybe he comes in and he looks the part. And maybe you hand him the keys to your franchise, because he's playing really well with that team that you have built, which is, again, it's really good. I mean, you got weapons at every position. You have a solid defense he can rely on. So it's just like the argument you
Wouldn't that
made.
be crazy if Daniel Jones gets shipped somewhere and they win those and he somehow the quarterback gets hurt, he steps in and wins the Super Bowl? Wouldn't that be insane?
The Giants would be sick, because you see what Saquon's doing already. So they're sick behind that. So if Daniel Jones goes somewhere and he turns into like let's just say he goes somewhere and turns into an elite quarterback, the Giants would be so sick.
Yeah, I'd move that franchise. That's terrible. But like you said, you never know. You never know. Sometimes you need a change of scenery.
Yeah, never
Baker
hurts.
Mayfield show, like you said, Baker Mayfield got moved around, went from Cleveland to Carolina to LA to the Bucks, and he played really good with the Bucks and earned a deal with them. And they asked him, did you want more money? And he was like, no, like I am grateful for the opportunity that they didn't give up on me.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Personally, I think Baker Mayfield should get some sort of award for what he's doing. I don't know if he'll get anything, but he should.
Like comeback player of the year.
Well, no, you can't give him that because he should have
Well,
got
never
that
mind.
last
'Cause
year.
he
He
was
got
already.
robbed.
Never mind. My bad. My bad.
He got robbed of that because they gave it to Joe Flacco. But yeah, we won't ramble too much. Yeah, the bracket comes out tomorrow for college football, so we will touch on that. Um, as far as our first live, that is in what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks away.
Recording wise, it's like a couple of weeks. Yeah, like 2 or 3 weeks away.
I think it's
Recording
3. Yeah,
wise.
something like that.
Yeah, episode's gonna drop probably. I'd say probably about the last week of the year it's gonna drop. Obviously,
Yeah,
with it being a reflection episode, we want to have it drop somewhere in the week of New Year's Eve.
yeah. We
So,
want it to be kind of. I wouldn't say perfect. We're going to try and get as close as we can to it. We are, looking at better audio, stuff like that. Um, I think we're going to go live on TikTok while we do it. Like Tavia said, and like we said in every episode, we are on pace. We want to be at 3K followers by the end of the year. I think we're going to hit it. I'm going to go live on TikTok at least twice a week. Talk to everybody. We're doing a little bit of a giveaway right now. I plan to go back live. I'll probably go live tomorrow and see if I can get some more people. I don't want to get too many though, but that way it's not overwhelming. But yeah, we appreciate everybody listening in here, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you listen. We really do appreciate it.
yep. Like Tyler was saying, it's been a really good year. I mean, up from where we started to where we are now. So it'll be pretty cool to touch on that in the reflection episode. But that's pretty much all we have for today's episode. Again, we got bracket dropping, and then we cover that, and we'll have that for y'all tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, sorry. Thursday. It drops on Thursday. I always forget that we record everything like a day ahead, so that way y'all get what I'm trying to say. But yep, I'm not gonna ramble too much more. That's pretty much all we got for this episode, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.